Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from one that shows what looks to be Joe Budden taking credit for setting up Drake's downfall. And he made some comments on Twitter Spaces a few hours ago trying to take credit. And boy, Joe Budden's been getting cooked on social media for this. And we'll expand on this in a bit. And speaking on Joe Budden, he's been having a glaze off with academics. Shots have been fired from both sides due to what's going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And we even got to hear from Games manager Wack 100 on what he believes is the biggest L yet for Drake so far, seeing as moving forward, some of Drake's lyrics would have aged so badly that he wouldn't even be able to perform some sections of his diss songs moving forward. And as you'd see in a bit, Wack 100 was spitting, to be honest. And on this note, DJ Vlad weighed in that sparked split reactions. And today we also have more on Eminem's latest single Houdini, as we got reports that showed overall Houdini leads the way for rap songs released so far in 2024, and this has got social media users in shock at the moment, and we'll get to this later. And starting with what some have described as shameless activity coming from Joe Budden, he was reportedly on Twitter Spaces and he made a comment that raised eyebrows on the platform when he said this.
As far as your other point, I'll share some really, it may come off the wrong way, it may sound narcissistic, but I don't think any one man takes down Drake. I think that was a baton. I think I passed the baton to Push. I think Push passed the baton to Kendrick, and the job is done now. That's how I feel in my head and my heart.
That's crazy.
But that's looking at Drake as more than just a person. That's looking at him as an entity, a business, some, you know.
Yeah.
That's a wild baton to pass, by the way.
I passed the baton to Push. I think Push passed the baton to Kendrick.
And it is crazy right now. Some users refuse to believe that is a real quote from Joe Budden. If this is a real quote, this is nasty on Joe's part. Shake my head. And some are begging right now, tell me Joe ain't really say this, facepalm emoji. And this is wild but not surprising, seeing as Joe Budden has clearly had deep-rooted hatred for Drake for years, and the only problem was he couldn't do anything about it up until Push and then Kendrick came along. And some have now expanded. This is main character syndrome at its finest, laughing emojis. And you know Joe Budden misfired with this one when some users dropped this meme in reaction to his claims. Suffice to say, Joe Budden isn't fooling anyone who is not completely biased right now. All credit goes to Kendrick Lamar today, as we are even seeing things happen that never happened before on Spotify after this battle. And here's what I'm talking about. Spotify weekly reports used to have multiple Drake entries, but the latest reports over the last few weeks show Drake is nowhere to be found. And of course, this doesn't mean Drake is over, but this is a new development, to be honest. And moving on from a recent episode from the Joe Budden podcast, Budden reacted to Kendrick Lamar's Pop Out concert, and he is a happy man right now. Check out some snippets.
I want to salute Kendrick for many reasons. I can't wait to hug that man. One, though, as an MC, to rap that whole Euphoria, I did hear the stumble, but I didn't mind it.
Fine.
I don't give a fuck. To do that entire record with the poise and the cadence and the breath control.
Oh, keep in mind, no backup track, no TV track, no ad-libs, none of that shit.
Hey, no hype man.
No hype man.
No dancers. It's just me standing here, fuck these smoke machines, seeing Kendrick with a shape up.
Yeah.
I never seen his stuff before.
Yeah.
A shape up in jewelry.
And some shocks.
I like
fucking shocks.
I like
And his reasons.
Pop Out and show niggas Kendrick. Hey, all that Peace Treaty Black Panther shit is cool. I'm with that too. But when it's Pop Out and show niggas time, oh, I love that he started with Euphoria. That let me know he was on bullshit. He was on bullshit. I loved his set list. That nigga did 616 in LA, and my stream had the nerve to pause.
Shit.
And now you could say that Joe Budden and academics are having a glaze off at the moment at opposite sides of the spectrum, as Joe Budden attacked academics' credibility when it comes to Drake.
Also, Ack, you got to know that any Drake news coming from you looks away now.
Yeah, it looks suspect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to know that any Drake news coming from you is viewed through a different type of eye. Even if you just working off your own speculation, even if Drake didn't tell you shit, it comes off as a mission sent from Drake. And that could come off like somebody somewhere is trying to get ahead of the Not Like Us video and concert. Just get out of the way of that moment. Even if you feel like you didn't lose, he's weak, I could get him again, I'm coming back with a track. Let the moment of the forum and the video pass. It's too much to fight. You're gonna look away.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say on the matter. And Ack is saying new Drake music coming soon.
Yeah, Drake put the post up about shout out to everybody that came out to film the video. And
I don't even see nothing that Drake posts no more. It's like Ack is the mouthpiece for certain things.
Was that
and even if I'm a Drake fan, as a Drake fan, I want Ack to stop announcing things about Drake.
And this was straight up comical and ironic coming from Joe Budden, because if Academics is Flash, Joe Budden is Reverse Flash when it comes to the personal ties they have with Drake. And some are shocked by this. The people should know anything that comes from Joe Budden, a man who has 4 to 5 personal Drake diss songs, a man who Drake just recently dissed. Joe Budden is super biased and he hasn't said anything positive about Drake since Kendrick dropped his first song. And Academics reacted to Joe Budden, and he even threw it out there that there might be a plan in the industry to only push out negative stories about Drake, a take that reminded me of when a certain mogul in hip-hop said he will handle Eminem. Check out some snippets from Academics' livestream on this.
This is to like everybody in hip-hop media, and I don't know if there's like a consortium, and I don't know if there is some type of conspiracy, and I don't know if maybe I'm left out the group chat that everybody seems to be on code with. Me, myself, personally, I have zero problem with Rolling Stone, Elliott Wilson, Joe Budden, any other person. I don't care who, even fans. And I think as time goes on, I don't care if y'all say Drake lost. It's fine. That's not the thing. What I've realized is that this ain't even about the battle now. When I hear this from Joe, he's echoing what I hear a lot of people are saying to me, but they're not saying stop reporting about, they want me to stop saying anything positive about Drake. I understand there is a entire now eco-structure of people saying, let's now push the narrative that this guy who, let's say he lost a rap battle, but he's done. He's done, he's a culture vulture, he's washed up. We have a new king, he's gonna be the best ever, Drake is gonna go away. I understand that's a thing that a lot of people want me to echo. I'm sorry. I just listen to Kendrick Lamar like once a month. I listen to Drake every day.
At least Academics is more honest about his bias, since they are clearly both compromised due to their personal ties with Drake. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this back and forth. Moving on, Game's manager recently revealed what he believes has tarnished Drake's family matters moving forward from this point, and we got to find out about this during a chat with Adam22. Check out some snippets from the No Jumper podcast.
The West Coast is behind Kendrick. Huge L for Drake. The worst part about that was YG.
Because he got mentioned in
he name
the
dropped.
Drake song.
Drake could never perform that song and mention YG's name. But see, he did that to himself, because if YG didn't approve of that, by you doing that, you'll have K-Dot looking at YG, two niggas from Compton, like, my nigga, like, what you own? So he had to step out there and be like, bro, leave my name
But
out of
YG,
that.
you're really seeing how people's loyalty, as much as, you know, giving people career opportunities can help make them loyal to you, still at the end of the day, the street shit, the gang shit, the where you're from shit matters much more.
Hell yeah, that matter. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is the most relevant, biggest thing in Southern California. I mean, on the West Coast, period, as far as I'm concerned. So why the would YG want to be in bad standings with that for no reason, and they from the same city.
Right.
That's crazy. YG did what he was supposed to do.
So we are pretty much at a point that if Drake did his version of a pop-out concert, he wouldn't even be able to perform some of the lyrics on his best Kendrick Lamar diss track, Family Matters. And boy, seeing as Drake's buddy features all seemed to backfire as soon as the battle with Kendrick started, seeing as no key players came to his aid during the battle, DJ Vlad shared this a few hours ago. Kendrick got everyone in LA to join him in a victory lap over Drake during that LA concert, including YG, who has a feature from Drake. Meanwhile, none of the artists whose career Drake transformed by giving them free features early in their career said anything to defend Drake. Migos, Young Blue, Blockboy JB, I Love McConan, Smiley, etc. all stayed silent the whole time. Just shows you how little loyalty means in the music industry. And boy, this sparked split reactions as expected, as Vlad is getting challenged for claiming Drake helped these rappers with free features. Free features? You saying anything now? To which Vlad hit back with, you really think a new artist on an indie label has the money to pay Drake for a feature? And he added, Drake hopped on these features for free. Blockboy, JB, and Blue literally told me this in our interviews. Unless you're a major label with a multi-platinum artist, there is no way anyone could afford what Drake would charge for a feature. But there's multiple perspectives on this, because you could also argue that this is why you can't buy loyalty.
Damn!
But what are your thoughts, especially in YG's case, as there are a few people who are calling him out for this. Low-key, YG took a L more than Drake. Dude looked mad weird for switching up on your mans. If anything, you stay neutral. I know he don't care, but I lost respect for him as a man. Moving on, while Eminem's Houdini was the most streamed rap song in the world on Spotify this week, a report that got some users in shock. 4 Eminem songs thought it is 2024. Clowns. A report that also got some asking, damn, where push-ups and Family Matters go. I thought Drake won the beef. Y'all so laughable. Laughing emoji. And on what I was talking about earlier, not one Drizzy song. And he the king of Spotify. We are amongst a shift. Well, we also got to find out about something interesting about Houdini's opening week in the world so far. And as it stands, check it out. Only songs to eclipse 500,000 units on the Billboard Global 200 in a single week in 2024. And would you look at that? Overall, Eminem's Houdini has opened with the biggest numbers in hip-hop music in 2024. And Not Like Us could have taken it, but it only had 5.5 days of tracking on its first week. So the title is currently held by Eminem's Houdini, a crazy record for Eminem in 2024. That will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.